Hi guys, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning here. It is the day I leave for Apollycon. I'm so excited. I have my luggage and stuff here ready to go. I'm getting picked up in about 30 minutes. I just couldn't sleep last night, excitement or what, but I've been up for a while now. So I'm just so excited to get this event started. Yeah, I'm just excited and let's get going. IG-lovebooktrianglelindsey here, and in this video I'm going to talk about Apollycon. If you don't know, Apollycon is a big book signing that is hosted by Jennifer Armentrout. The first 3 years it took places in, I want to say, Florida, Philly, maybe Atlanta, and then the 4th year it took place in Washington, D.C., and this year it also took place in Washington, D.C. the 5th year, and next year, the 6th year, it will also take place in Washington, D.C., and I think it's great that they had the same venue this year as last year because they were able to fix some kinks that were here and there, and I think it made it for all that more of a successful event. So Apollycon has different layers of tickets you can buy, Titan being the highest, and then there's just a general admission pass for one of the signing days. I'm sorry I can't tell you much about the other signing passes because I did get the Titan. That's the one I know and am familiar with. So the Titan pass gets you access to everything, and I will go through the events as I go through my day by day that I had at Apollycon. So I went with my 2 friends, Amanda and Katie, and we left on Thursday morning. And it's very nice because the hotel we stayed at, the Hyatt Regency Crystal City, check-in usually doesn't take place until later in the afternoon, but both years we got there before noon and they always had a room available to us. Oh, and there is a shuttle that takes you from the airport to the hotel, and it's like such a short drive. Once we got settled into the hotel and started to unload some stuff, we went out to get something to eat, and there is a Subway and a place, I believe that's called Fresh Chop Shop, that is right around the corner. If you exit the hotel and go to your right, it's in perfect walking distance. Fortunately, it was a little rainy that day, so we got caught in some rain while walking there, but that's okay. And when we got to Subway, we each purchased 2 foot-long subs because then there was like 4 meals, and it was perfect for us because with the different timings of the events, sometimes you really don't have much time to go out and get something, so it's nice to just have it in your fridge. The rooms do have a fridge, but they don't have a microwave, but it was great having the fridge. And then we went to the Fresh Chop Shop to get our lunch for that day. Now we were around a working district, so some places do close at 4 o'clock or even a little earlier, so when you're trying to plan out your meals for the days that you're going to be there, just keep that in mind and look at the times before you go out. We just kind of chilled out for a little bit. Then registration, I want to say it was like 4 or 4:30, where we got our passes. Each tier in the tickets gets a pass to wear. Actually, you can see these are mine from both years. This was last year. And this was this year. For the general admission, you just get like a sticky that has, you can put your name on it. And the Titan holders get a bag with different things in it. I believe Amanda and I got 6 books in our bags. Katie might have gotten 7. And we get a whole bunch of swag like bookmarks and different stuff in there as well. Then this year, it was something new. They had a meet and greet Thursday night, and you went down into one of the ballrooms where one of the signings actually took place, and authors could come, the fans could come, and you just mix and mingle. And it was actually quite perfect because my friends and I got a lot of pictures with different authors that night, and then we didn't have to be concerned with getting photos during the signing the next day. So it was just nice because it was like a chill kind of setting. You got to talk, and you didn't have to worry about, am I taking too long talking to someone because there's other people behind me wanting to get their stuff signed. So it was a really nice add-on to the event this year. Friday, something different that they did this year is with the wristbands. We had to wake up pretty early Friday morning. I was waking up earlier than I do for work. But last year they handed out wristbands for who they anticipated to be more popular authors. During the event, there would be someone standing in that line. This year they handed out the wristband for Friday's Titan signing. It was only a Titan holder signing that morning, and then Saturday they were going to do the same for the Saturday signing, and it was only 200 per author. And then once the authors, if they were able to get through all their numbers, then other people could start to come in their line. This year I'm glad they enforced the rule of only lining up an hour before the wristband handing out opened, and I'm glad they took care of that. But there was this one like thing that was just a little weird. So one of the floors, my friends and I and some other people came down by the elevators. We were like 3 minutes out by when my friends and I got there from when we could line up, and then all of a sudden these people come down the escalators and they start shouting, and the line starts back there. And then there's another girl who is shouting like, if we're not allowed to line up before this time, there is no line. So it was just weird that apparently, I guess, people were being told to kind of line up in the lobby area where the check-in was, but that other girl was right. There is no official line until this time, so you can't be saying there was a line. So that was just one little odd thing going on. But one thing that my friends and I didn't totally like about the wristbands is we get that you have to hand out random numbers, because if the first person got all number 1s, you're not gonna be able to be at 5 or more different places at once if your wristband number 1. I mean, when wristbands get called, as long as your number's been called, you can go in any time. But my friends and I on Friday were about 50 in line, and on Saturday we were about 30 some in line. And my one friend, she just got numbers so close to 200, like all the way back, and we were this close in line. So the only thing that we would have suggested is they have a box of the wristbands 1 through 100, and then the box 101 through 200. Just think that would be a little more fair for the people who are getting up early and getting there. But I'll get more to the wristbands and the signings in a little bit. But Friday, the Titan holders get to go to panels, and the only other bad thing about this was people who were waiting in line for wristbands who also wanted to go to the panels because they were a Titan holder. They missed the first 1.5 of the 3 different panels because they were waiting in line for wristbands. It was such a long process. It just would have been nice if a little more people were handing them out. But my friends and I were lucky. We had about like 10 minutes to spare, so we got to all the different panels. There's 3 panels. They last about 50 minutes to an hour each, and there's a lot of different authors on the panels. It's just nice to hear the different things that they say and learning more about your favorite authors. So the panels are a fun event to go to. And then after that, the signing for the Titan holders was later in the day. And this year, one thing which was just amazing, such a great change that they did, was they split the signing into 2 different rooms. There was the Independence Hall on one floor and the ballroom on another floor. And last year, everyone was in this Independence room, and it was so cramped, and the lighting in there was really bad, so it was good the hotel changed the lighting up this year. But I just loved the flow of the two different rooms. There was so much more space, so much more area to move around. It was such a great change. So that was amazing that the Apollycon team did that. And I also liked this year, not only did they announce wristband numbers on the PA system that they had a huge whiteboard with the author and what numbers they were on, so you could walk by it and figure out if your wristband was called or not. And like, I think all authors on Titan signing day got through their 200 wristbands. Now, my friends and I didn't try to get the wristbands for all the authors that we needed. We tried for a big chunk on Friday, and then we were saving some for Saturday. But it seems like there were so many less people on the Saturday signing. So I'm skipping a little ahead here, but there are 600 Titan pass holders, and the event itself sold tickets for 1,200 people. So I know other people were telling the authors how crazy Saturday would be, like Friday, this is nothing. But I think so many Titan holders just got who they wanted on Friday that a lot of them didn't show up to the Saturday signing, because on Saturday they were just zipping through those wristband numbers within that first hour, and it was crazy. So I think it was just such a great change. Titan holders this year got an extra hour for their signing. Last year was 2 hours, this year was 3, and the flow of everything just worked perfectly. So I just loved that change. It worked so nicely. There were many more authors this year, but everyone was just zipping through everything. And even Friday, some of the more popular authors, like Jennifer Armentrout, the one who runs the event, the first day she didn't get through all of her numbers, but she stayed until she got through those 200 wristbands, which was really nice because my one friend had like 151, and in the allotted time slot for Titans they only got through 150, so that was really nice of her. She stuck through to all those 200 wristbands, and I believe Elle Kennedy and Helena Hunting were some other authors who stayed to fulfill that 200 wristband. So that was just really nice. Everyone was really nice there.